friends, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, my name is Amanda and we're on my island called Ovlodo. Today's build is going to be a speed build of my Citycore museum and the outdoor research center that I built next to it. I initially built this before the 2.0 update came out, so it only really contains a couple of items from that update that I've added in here and there. On another note, we're nearing the end of the series for my first island because I really want to restart soon, so be sure to look out for my final island tour and final dream address release in the next couple of weeks. Without further ado, let's get into the build. I'd like to make a disclaimer that I didn't really feel like undoing the terraforming behind the museum or taking out all of the trees and flowers, so I kept it there to begin. The terraforming was done as early as my island entrance was done, so it's been a permanent part of my island since about January of this year. I kind of placed the flowers randomly throughout the cliffside behind the museum, and I also spaced out the trees evenly behind the building to frame it when looking at it from the front. The area that I'm moving on to is very similar to an image that I found on Pinterest way back in the day. When I first started building in this game, I found it hard to put together items and find inspiration, so a lot of my first ideas came from other creators and I would modify them as I was inspired to. I've swapped out a few items as this area has grown, but it's still super similar. Huge shout out to Mush Meadows on Twitter for such an amazing idea. I'm going to be linking the Pinterest post that originally inspired me and the Twitter post of their design in the description box of the video. The original design of the area was more natural, so I adapted it more for a city by adding flooring throughout the research area, covering up the cliffs by utilizing more hedges and vines, and fencing off the area from the main pathway. I also added the dinosaur toy, which I thought was adorable and I couldn't stop stupidly giggling about, so I hope you like it. I had a lot of trouble getting inspiration for the main space outside of the museum. I knew that I wanted some greenery and tables, but I wasn't really sure how I wanted to lay it out. I spent months and months rearranging items and pathing, but nothing really seemed right. While I was decorating this on stream, my chat suggested that I take inspiration from the Getty Museum in Los Angeles, and that started to inspire how I laid out the build. I started by lining the sides with greenery, and I knew that I wanted to include a fountain in the middle, bushes, and seating along the walkways. While the final build looks absolutely nothing like the Getty Museum, it was nice to have something to inspire me to start building. While adding trees and bushes in a space that is pathed, it really bothers me how there's so much green space sticking out around them. When I committed to having greenery in this area, it was incredibly important for me to frame these areas with items to take the focus off of it as much as possible. Items such as hedges, street lamps, phone boxes, and stalls really helped me as I decorated the outside of the museum. A gift shop outside of the museum was one of the first things I knew I wanted for sure to include. I found some custom designs of Celeste and Blathers merch on Pinterest, and I thought it would be perfect to display it near the museum. I wanted to keep it incredibly simple with a small stall and menu with pricing, and I think it fits the overall vibe of the museum front really well. For the center of the museum front, I wanted a fountain in the middle of the walking path. In front of that, behind the waterfalls and statue that I already had there, I wanted to add more hedges, bushes, and trees along with a peaceful sitting area. To decorate this, I extended the brick pathing that I used along the left and right sides. The left side near the staircase and next to the library felt really empty, so I added a tree and I blocked off the green space around it using a topiary and a lantern. The topiary is currently in the bright green color, which is kind of summery, so I plan on eventually turning it to a browner color to match the fall vibes of my town. I kept it simple to not take up too much space, and behind it I plan to add another small sitting area to play chess. Thank you so much for watching. If you enjoyed the video, I would really appreciate it if you liked and subscribed. I also stream almost every day on Twitch, and I've been streaming a lot of Animal Crossing recently, so if you want to interact with me sometime on live, you can drop me a follow there. I also recently made an Instagram, so if you're interested in pictures and short videos of my Animal Crossing content, be sure to follow me there as well. I hope to see you back next time. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.